Have you heard of Rivelta? I know it sounds like the Pez version of Rivaldo. It's actually a new brand that have made a pretty good watch. It does have one quite big issue though. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, full disclosure from the get-go, Rivelta have sent this watch to me for review and I don't have to send it back, hence the paid promotion badge in the corner. But the brand haven't had any copy approval and they're saying this at the exact same time as you are. So for more unbiased reviews, hit the subscribe button. So this is the Rivelta Metrodive 03. It's a diver or a field watch or both. Look, it's a watch, all right? And it's got functionality written all over it. Not literally. And it also looks a hell of a lot like another watch, the Zin 104. But the Rivelta Metrodive costs 359 quid. However, you can get it for less than that. Stick around to the end to find out how. And we'll also talk about that Zin 104 a little bit later on. For now, let's talk some more numbers. So this is 39mm in diameter, it's 46mm from lug tip to lug tip, and it's 12.5mm in height. The distance between the drilled lugs is 20mm, and on the supplied strap, it weighs 88 grams. So far, so wearable, except it's not. The big issue that I referred to a minute ago is this strap. I hate it. This is one of the worst things I've seen committed to canvas since Ringo Starr started, and I use this term liberally, painting. The only things more stiff than this strap are perhaps my attempts to crowbar jokes into watch reviews at a frankly annoying rate. The polished buckle and tang don't match the rugged, mostly all brushed case, and the genuine leather embossed on the underside really brings home just how low quality this strap is. Which is a shame, but the good thing, you can swap this strap out quite easily too, just gonna...
A few moments later.
Okay, so it can be swapped out. And that's when the Metrodive starts to shine a little brighter. Again, not literally. Its all brushed finish means that it's got quite an understated look, and in this muted black and white colourway, it is a bit of a strap monster. I tried it on a black NATO style strap and this Hydroflex sailcloth from Artem, and it looked great on both. And crucially, was far more comfortable than before, and you'd expect it to be. The dimensions are pretty universally appealing, like 46mm lug to lug, take my money. And those lugs are drilled so you can swap that strap out as soon as you get it, which you will want to do. Okay, so that's the big issue, but beyond the strap, this watch has actually got a hell of a lot going for it. The dial, for one thing. I like the font that they've used for pretty much everything here. The logo's good, and also sort of looks like it might have inspired Bremont's recent rebrand. The dial text is simple and has a kind of Joel Schumacher's Batman vibe, but the numerals are my favourite part. I really like how simple and legible they are. The main part of the dial, the central disc as it were, sits a touch higher than the markers around the perimeter, and it gives the watch a subtle depth. The matte black hands are really stealthy and add to the whole minimalist aesthetic. The case is finished to a high standard and there aren't any sharp edges, despite having more angles than a Paul Rudolph building. The crown guards in particular epitomise this. All four facets have extremely sharp looking edges, but are as smooth as a Gillette model's face. The closed case back features that shield emblem logo and a bit of a spec list, but like the rest of the watch, it's all quite simple and functional. Same goes for the bezel, which is a bi-directional 60-click bezel, so it's something a little different. And it's a countdown bezel as opposed to a dive time bezel, which I suspect, even though we all love dive watches, it's probably more useful in day-to-day life for most people. The action on it though is a little odd. There are very positive, albeit barely audible clicks that you can feel, but there's a bit of play in between and that should have been rectified at the QC stage. I mentioned the logo, but it does bear repeating that the branding here is good. It's not an easy thing to do, as the likes of Tactical Frog or even GGDD, a watch that I reviewed and you can check out after this, can attest to. The logo and name are familiar looking and sounding without feeling contrived, at least to me. The loom is good initially, but I could always do with a little more, especially when it's a printed dial. Maybe I'm demanding a lot for 359 quid, but this next suggestion is just a suggestion, it's not a demand. Please do a bracelet for this. The inspiration for the Metrodive is clearly the Zin 104. An all brushed H-link bracelet for the Rivelta, or even a different style bracelet, but a bracelet nonetheless, would make this utilitarian watch even more robust looking. Clearly that's the case for the Zin 2, which on a leather strap is far more pilot's watch than pilot come dive watch. It'd also eliminate the need for people to have to buy it on the strap, which I might have mentioned I don't like, but I do like the watch, and if you like it too, you don't have to pay full price. That full price being 359 quid, and it might go up if you're stung by taxes on top of it. So if you use discount code LOONPIP at the checkout, that'll take 15% off the purchase price, either making this even more affordable or just making that tax sting a little less. And I think roughly 300 quid is a pretty fair price for this watch. It's an original, well-spec'd, high-beat Miyota 9015 powered piece, and other than the strap, the only other big negative is the warranty, which is only 1 year. I think warranties should be 2 years at a minimum, and hey, maybe that's something that they'll change, but would you change anything else about this watch yourself? Well, let me know in the comments. Many thanks to Rivelta for sending this in for review, and most of all, thank you for watching. If you want to check out any more micro brands, then click one of these videos here. I'll see you next time.